Alright, this is our first video in a series of videos on chord building. So to begin today, in this session, we're just going to be discussing the construction of major chords and minor chords and ways to find them on various parts of the neck. So to build chords, I'm referring you to a chart here that just illustrates a C major chord, C major scale as an example as to how chords are built based on the notes of the major scale, using C as an example. So for example, you have your C scale, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, or C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And I'm just going to assign a number to each note. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it brings us back to 1. And in future videos, I may refer to this as a 8, but for now it's the same note. Brings us back to Do. And major chords are built on the first note, the third note, and the fifth note of the major scale. Again, I'm using C as an example, so it's root, third, and fifth. On an E chord, for example, there's your root, here's the E. There's your third, there's your fifth. On an A chord, okay, they're not necessarily in that order. When you start, you got root, fifth, root, and then there's your third. So here you go, 1, 3, 5. That's your basic major chord, 1, 3, and 5. And they can be played in various inversions. So you have, so for example, I'm going to go to an F chord. So this is what's called root position, 1, 3, 5. And see this shape, and it can be moved up and down. So you've got F, F sharp, G, A flat, A. Now to find where these different chords are, I'm going to refer you to another graphic, which is page 70 of my book, The Pastoral Guitarist, which has the notes on the guitar listed, notes on the neck. So your E's, then your F, F sharp, G, A flat. So I'm giving these notes their names by their most common, what we call enharmonic name. More often than not, you'll be referring to this note as an A flat, but it's also a G sharp. More often than not, that would be referred to as an F sharp, but could also be a G flat. Just so you can understand that. And you can refer to this chart to find where any of these notes are on the neck of the guitar. So we were talking about the various inversions. So here we got the root position, F, and you move it up, you got F sharp or G flat, G, A flat or G sharp, on up the neck. Here, there's C again, which is also, so you hear that. So that's your root position. First inversion would be the third in the bass, or the third on the bottom of the chord. So here you got that. So I move that C, there's C sharp or D flat, D, E flat or D sharp, etc. So that's still using a C shape. Okay, now the A chord, your second inversion has the fifth in the bottom. So it's fifth, root, third. And this is useful. Here you have an A chord, here you have a B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, and you can just keep going. There you have a G, G sharp, and back to A. Now, it's the third in the chord is what gives it its either major or minor sound. So, for example, let's use the A chord again as an example. There's your third. To make it a minor chord, an A minor, you take the third, you lower it a half step. And there you have A minor. So if you say you want to play a B flat minor, just move it up, B flat minor, B minor, C minor, E flat minor, or C sharp minor, D minor, E flat minor, E minor, etc. So we're just going to look at some basic shapes. The E, E minor, and again moving that up to F, F major. There's your third, lower it. There you have F minor. See how you can move that up, F sharp, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor, etc. So then we've looked at the C shape. There's your third. Lower it. So this is a D chord. Lower that third, you have D minor. Move that up, E flat minor, E minor. Okay, one additional shape. Let's look at the D shape, which is just those three notes is a second inversion. There's your third on top. There's your root. You lower that, make that a D minor. You have D minor, E flat minor, E minor, F minor, F sharp minor. Now, oftentimes you might be wanting to play full chords, but if you're playing with a keyboard player or other guitarist, knowing these just partial shapes of these chords can help you to navigate so that you're not necessarily always playing in this lower register, but offering some texture. So I'm going to give you one more quick tip and trick, and that is the use of the capo to get more of an open sound. So in this particular case, let's say you want to play a B flat. You're in the key of B flat. And whereas, if you're able to navigate these chords, that's fine. But say you want to give it more of an open sound. And so looking at, what does this B flat look like? See that A shape there? So here, the bar is on the first fret. So you just substitute that bar with the capo. And then playing A shapes. Now another thing that I like to do with B flat, and let's just take again a look at this. If you move this down 3, 1, 2, 3, you have an open G position. So whereas this may be counterintuitive, when you want to say play, in this case a G shape, you would put the capo, you count down 1, 2, 3, but you count up 3 to where you put the capo on, and you play G shapes, which is the same as that B flat chord. One more quick example, and we'll call it a day for today, and that is say a key of E flat. I'm giving that as an example. Those are the chords E flat, B flat over D, C minor, A flat. Those are the chords for my song Bread of Life.